If you are a Canadian business and you already have operations in the United States, or you are looking to extend your operations into the United States market, one of the best visa options available for this purpose is what is referred to as the L1 visa. And the L1 visa is for foreign companies, allowing them to transfer qualifying individuals to the United States that fit into the category of executives, managers, or what they refer to as specialized knowledge employees, and send them from their Canadian offices to their U.S. affiliates, branches, or subsidiaries. And the two main visas under the L1 category are what are referred to as the L1A visa for executives or managers, and the L1B visa for those with specialized knowledge of the company's products or services. And for Canadian businesses, the L1 offers a streamlined way to establish a presence in the United States or to send employees to the United States to work. And if you are a Canadian business, there are many reasons you should consider the L1 visa as part of your business operations to facilitate doing business as well as the transfer of employees to the United States. One of the main reasons is access to the U.S. labor market. Another is the process for Canadians to obtain an L1 visa is actually simplified over other countries. Qualifying Canadians can apply for L1 visas directly at a U.S. port of entry or pre-flight inspection point. There's no need to obtain a visa at a U.S. consulate prior to entering the United States. And this allows your qualifying employees to come to the United States to relocate, to live, to work for the duration of their visa status. And there is a potential for long-term presence in the United States under the L1 visa. The L1A visa is valid for up to 7 years if you're working in the United States on a full-time basis, or the L1B visa is valid for a 5-year time period, again for full-time employment. Now, if the individuals in the United States are part-time or spend less than 50% of their time per calendar year inside the United States, the L1A and the L1B can be renewed indefinitely with no limit on those extensions. Another great advantage of the L1A visa is that the L1A for executives and managers has a direct path to U.S. permanent residency or a green card in the United States. So if you are a Canadian business and you want to use the L1 to expand into the United States, well, first, if you don't already have a U.S. office or a branch, you'll need to set one up. That is one of the key requirements to expand into the United States and to create that proper corporate relationship between your Canadian company and your U.S. entity. The key there is that the Canadian entity and the U.S. entity must share majority ownership, and we typically say at least 51% ownership is similar between the Canadian operations and the U.S. operations. Also, that Canadian operation must be in operation for at least a year before it facilitates a transfer to the United States. And the individuals being transferred, going back to what I said earlier, must be either executive, manager, or specialized knowledge employees. And this must be a viable business, and you must show that in the United States you have taken steps, if this is a new business, for it to be successful in the long term. So if it's a brand new business, it should be supported by a business plan. You should have secured physical office space that is sufficient to support your operations in the United States, and demonstrate to U.S. Customs and Border Protection that those steps have been taken before you attempt to obtain the visa. Now, if the U.S. operations are already in existence and they've been in existence for at least a year, then you would demonstrate that this is an ongoing business in the United States, employing U.S. workers and conducting business. The application process for Canadians is very straightforward. Once you have all of the documentation in order to support the transfer, then you would schedule an appointment through a U.S. port of entry, or you could go through pre-flight inspection You present those documents same day in person, and CBP will review those documents on the spot, and typically within an hour, they will admit you in what is called L1 status, and then you'll be immediately authorized to work in the United States under that L1 visa. In addition, L1 visa holders would be able to then obtain a U.S. Social Security number in the United States as well. And that L1, one of the advantages of it is the spouse of an L1 visa holder will obtain what is called L2 visa status. And that L2 visa status is a blanket work authorization allowing the spouse of a L1 visa holder to work anywhere in the United States at the same time as their L1A visa spouse. And children under the age of 21 that are unmarried are also able to come to the United States under L2 status. They are able to attend school, however, they are not able to work in the United States. If you are a Canadian business, you want to expand into the United States, or you already have operations in the United States, the L1 visa is an excellent option that will allow you to do business in the United States, to send qualifying employees to the United States, and to access the U.S. labor market.